Welcome to the super professional version of the Shlicketty Newcast, episode 71. Holy macaroons, kids, you're here, you made it. The worst show in the world, but you like us anyway. Let's do it. It's been a while. Past couple episodes we haven't been breaking glass. Oh, man. Well, that's a lot of men. Let's go. Mike Anderson, my co-host, your host, Eric Bowling. This is Mike Anderson. Here he goes. Here, come on.
All right, here I am. I'm here to save the show. Not even a minute in. You're drowning in your own phlegm and vitriol.
Oh, completely unprofessional. Hire this guy. Yeah, completely horrible. But that's the idea. This is why we're here. We're making horrible great again.
Oh, man.
That's the slogan, yeah. Good hats. So, hey, speaking of hats, I know a couple people have been ordering from the old Merchy store.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah. So,
I did. I ordered,
Look at you wearing the old merch. Look at that.
I got the navy heather, which is like the shirt that I always like to wear.
Yeah.
Got it in my, got it with the Shlicketty Newcast.
Yeah.
It's all good to go. The price is really good on these, so I grabbed two.
Yeah. We had a couple orders roll in. Just t-shirts. We did get an order for the Lucky Juarez t-shirt. Nice. So if you guys are curious on where to find the merch, just go in the community tab down here. You'll see it down there. I wrote a post. There's links. So it may be in the episode description. I'll paste one down there too. So easy to find.
I'll pop it right on screen.
Or do that. Just mull around.
I believe it is shlickety-dewcast.printify.me.
Yeah, we're in Printify land right now.
Yeah, something like that.
So we'll figure it out as we progress. As we start learning stuff. Man, what a week it's been. I'm a little stressed, but I'm learning stuff. I learned, get this, Mike, so
all right.
You ever learn, see, my girlfriend, she's a smart egg, but she never holds it above me. She just throws it in there and, she throws her little truth bombs out there and hope that my dumbass will pick it up. And sometimes she said 2 words this week and I'm like, I've never heard that word before.
Okay, back to vocabulary.
You're right. And she goes, you're kidding me. You've never used that word. So we're driving by. Okay, there's this area by Wegmans we drive by, and it's all overgrown usually. And, there's always Chompy, a little groundhog on the corner that's always there, sitting there on the hill eating.
Right.
We're like, Chompy's little place has been cut down. They mowed it all over,
They use the DR field and brush mower?
Yeah. Well, she goes, oh, yeah, they're standing once a year. Look at that, that's hog brushing. I go, hog brushing? What? She said hog brushing.
What are you saying? Hog brush, hog brushing, or hog brushed?
Hog brushing. I thought she said brushing, but it could be a hog brush.
Like a verb.
Yeah, look it up. I had never heard this term before. Have you ever heard that term?
No, I've never heard that.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Nobody said the word hog brushing. Yeah, there's another one coming up too.
Hog brushing. I mean...
Yeah, or hog brushed.
Hog brushing is a likely misspelling of bush hogging, a land clearing and vegetation control method that uses a rotary cutter attachment on a tractor to cut down dense brush, high grass, rather than vegetation.
That's what she was talking about.
Particularly on rough or uneven terrain. The term bush hog also refers to a specific brand of rotary cutter, but is often used generically for any rotary cutter deck used for, like I said, the DR field and brush trimmer.
Yeah.
So bush hogging.
Bush hogging.
Okay.
Wow, whole new term. I was like, well, I guess I'll have to add that one to the old. So, we go home. It's a Sunday. We go home. Football's on, And then there's a term that I'd heard from Fush. I wrote it down here. I'd never heard of this term. Horse collaring.
Right.
It's a call. It's when they grab them by the scruff, but it's for the horse collar. But it's a defensive call. They're like, 15 yards for horse collaring. Horse collaring? What? She's like, yeah, horse collaring, that's common. I'm like, when they make that word up? I'd never in my life heard the word horse
Oh
collaring.
my God, I misspelled it. They're showing me horse coloring.
Oh, people are coloring horses?
They're showing me coloring book pictures of horses.
Cool.
Horse collaring. Yeah, horse collaring refers to two different contexts. A dangerous, illegal tackle in American football where a defender grabs the back of a player's collar or jersey and pulls them to the ground,
That's, yep.
basically choking them. And a piece of horse-drawn equipment used to support a plow or other implement. So that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like the old Bugs Bunny cartoons. It's the big padded leather collar thing
Yeah.
that goes around the neck of the horse.
Yeah, it looks like a
And
giant
has
toilet seat.
two studs going up
Yeah.
that they attach the reins to.
Yes, that's the horse collar.
That's the
But
horse
in
collar.
in American football, NFL terms, horse collaring is a
Pulling them down by
the whole
basically
collar.
strangling them, yeah.
Hold two new words in one day. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I thought they were actually going to be like vocab words, but those are more like phrases and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
they're just free. You know, it's weird because I've been on this earth a long time, and even though I might not use a lot of words, I've heard them all. You know what I mean? Just through slang and just through being around. You know, you go, oh, I've heard that. Oh, I've heard it in a movie. Oh, whatever. But those two words in one day, that the girlfriend broke out like casual conversation and said, "You never heard that word?" And I was like, "What are we doing here?" Like, you know. But yeah, so there it is.
Yeah, I mean, the bush hogging, it almost sounds like the sort of Australian thing, you know, they call the outback the bush, you know what I mean? Just
Right,
the
bush hogging, yeah, hog.
wild land.
Well, hog brushing, I thought she said, but bush hogging.
Bush hogging, yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right,
You know.
it's pretty good.
I mean, you know, I screw around with learning Portuguese, and, you know, you definitely get into these phrases and expressions that they have. It's like we talked about a number of episodes ago about how many of our American slang phrases that we all use all the time come from sports.
Oh yeah. Oh, sports. Yeah, sports is yeah.
You know, things like hole in one, batting 1,000.
Yeah.
You know, the whole 9 yards. Any of these
Yeah.
sort of things.
Goal. Yeah, goal. You know,
That's a knockout.
goal post.
Yeah.
Moving the goal post. You know.
Yeah, any of these I mean, there's so many sports idioms that we use just for day-to-day stuff.
Yeah, and we're not even into sports, and they're in our vocabulary.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
we're kind of into sports, but not like normal.
you know, because I've thought about it. You know, you and I especially talk in like catchphrases and advertising jargon.
This is true. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
we sort of grew up with that sort of stuff, and the phrase gets in your head, and then it just sort of pops out whenever.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Everything's kind of commercially based, and we're products of 80s marketing and 70s marketing.
Yeah, it's definitely 70s and 80s TV with the advertising and all that sort of
Yes.
stuff.
So everything comes out through that weird filter.
Yeah, it does.
You know, yeah. Yeah. Here's my other weekly revelation, and I texted you on this one. So we're at the Wegmans, and I'm like, you know what? You know what I'm craving? I was craving the old school Ritz cracker.
Oh,
The buttery Ritz
geez.
cracker hasn't changed. Beautiful. Tastes like, the roof. Well, I was doing peanut butter on the Ritz cracker.
Right. I thought about that last time I was at Wegmans. I was like, some cracker, put a little peanut butter on it, but they were so expensive.
Yeah. Well, you get the generic version, but this Ritz, they don't have a generic version of Ritz. Ritz are Ritz. There must be a patent going on.
Before you get into it, let me say, to that point, sometimes I like the vanilla wafers.
Yeah.
And at Wegmans, they just have the Nabisco vanilla wafers for like
Nilla wafers.
Nilla wafers for
Nilla
like $5
with an
a
N.
box.
Yeah.
But at Tops, they have a generic version for like $2.78.
Yep. They have the same thing at Dollar General too.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy
But they're tiny. They're small. They're not now. This is why I was going to go on a shrinkflation rant. The Nilla wafer is a good example of when we were kids. The Nilla wafer was pretty big. That was like the size of like a 50-cent piece.
Were they?
Yeah.
I never ate them when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, we had them. We would dunk them in. Yeah, I remember like putting like a piece of banana and maybe a scoop of vanilla ice cream on there or something like that. That's how we do them. Or just a Nilla wafer with the banana was always kind of like a thing.
I never really ate them, but I sort of, I had sort of got them for some reason because I was sort of craving that sort of basic shortbread. I think like years ago I was I was like, oh, those animal crackers. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I
yeah,
was doing those
yeah.
sort of things, and then I got the vanilla wafers. And I just happened to have them when I got really sick with a pneumonia back when I quit smoking, like 10 years ago, because I couldn't eat anything.
The blander the cookies I find are I used to hate them as kids, and I'd be like, who is eating a butter cookie? A Lorna Doone? Who the fuck eats a Lorna Doone? Well, now the girlfriend loves the Lorna Doones, and I'm like, ooh, now I get it. I get
Just
the simplicity.
the shortbread cookie, yeah.
Yeah, just the simplicity. You can dunk them in your tea, coffee. You can go sweet. You can almost eat them in the breakfast in the morning.
Yeah, for me, for like 3 or 4 weeks, like that was all I could eat. Anything else, the thought of anything else just nauseated me and made me sick because I was.
So, what was your take on the Nilla wafer? Still holding true? Did it bring you back, or did it keep you there?
So the actual Nilla ones are actually they seem excessively sugary.
I can see it.
I get these knockoff brands called Craven, CRAV''N,
Okay.
which they're like half the price, and they're fairly tasty.
And they're not quite as sugary overload.
Right.
Okay. All right. I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah. So those are, and like I say, I it's one of those things I can only get at Tops.
Yeah.
You know
How
what I mean?
big were they? In relevant to, like I said, in the old days they used to be like 50-cent pieces. Now they're about the size of like, I'd say quarter.
No, they're more like the 50-cent piece.
They're a little bigger.
Yeah. They're pretty decent size.
They didn't seem bite-sized. They felt more like a cookie.
Well, and they're fairly thick too.
Oh.
They're sort of humped in the middle.
Yeah, they're thin on the edges.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're convex or
I mean-
concave. Vex.
If you put one in your mouth, it's kind of a mouthful. It's
Yeah, you can almost, like I was doing with the Ritz, you put it on the tongue and push it up to the roof of the mouth, that butter. It just butters and it sautés in the old taste buds.
well, all the crackers are so friggin' expensive and shit.
They are.
It's nuts. They're crackers.
Know what else are expensive? I was like, I couldn't believe. I was like, I'm gonna get some Blue Diamond almonds. I just wanted some
Almonds are
salted.
crazy
Yeah, I was like, they were like $15 a bag.
Oof.
I was like, I can't do this. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. But yeah. Yes.
Although, the girlfriend used to always shop out in Phoenix at like Sprouts.
Oh, Sprout. Yeah, like fizzy green Sprouts.
No, Sprouts is a grocery store.
Oh, I thought you meant bought Sprouts.
They have a couple of small sections with prepared foods, but mostly it's like in the grocery store when they have all those bins and you get stuff the scoop full.
Oh, yeah.
It was like that sort of stuff all over the place. Fresh produce and vegetables and fruits and, nuts and, coffee or whatever.
Love
it. Just scoop it in the bag and stuff. So going to those sort of places, you definitely get better deals on that sort of stuff.
I know.
Than prepared, Blue Diamond branded in the bags, individually prepared.
Yeah.
You know what I've been digging lately from the Wegmans? The roasted red pepper hummus.
Oh, she just got a whole bunch of different kinds of hummus. We go to the market. We go to this market in Cleveland. She buys 3 different jugs of this gourmet hummus. One's like a buffalo chicken hummus. One's a garlic blah, blah, blah hummus. And what was the one you said?
Roasted red pepper.
Roasted red pepper. She didn't get that, but she got something similar.
Well, they have at
It's like a
Wegmans.
jalapeno. Yeah, they got all kinds.
like
I mean, the hummus.
The little dish thing is like $1.99.
Yeah.
You can there's a tub that's like $6. My girlfriend's like, oh, that's too much. And I'm like, well, there's this other guy over here that's in between the two. He's like a double-sized guy
Yeah.
for like $3. So we got one of those. Because I'm not a big hummus guy, but boy, that roasted red pepper is pretty tasty.
Okay, here's the key with that. Don't be scooping, wasting hummus with like a Dorito. No. Get the pita chip. Get something bland. Get something norm.
Oh, we were just doing
Mid.
tortilla chips.
Huh?
Just tortilla chips.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty mid. That's not.
We always get the Santitas.
All right.
Those are the ones that are like $2 a bag.
Yeah, they have $2 printed on the bag.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're like
Yeah.
a white bag and have the graphics.
Yeah, well, there's the white corn and then there's the yellow corn.
Yeah.
And the white bag is the white one and the
Yeah.
yellow bag is the yellow.
Yeah, they're pretty mid. They're good.
Yeah, and you can get the white corn or the yellow corn. Doesn't matter. They're both tasty. They're fine.
Ah.
But a lot of the other ones, like the Tostitos and shit, they're like $5 a bag.
Shit's getting expensive.
Well, it's always been that. It's always been a big ripoff with these national brands subsidizing their marketing of, whatever crazy thing they come up with. But
Yeah, I couldn't
Santitas
imagine buying
solid.
a normal standard like family size bag of what's the going rate on a family size bag of, say you're into it, I don't know, Ruffles, Cool Ranch, Doritos. What's that?
The regular Doritos, the party size,
I was what?
is like
I
$6 or
was
$7.
$3.99. Oh really? I was about to go $3.99.
$6 or $7
Oh fuck off!
for the party size.
I think this is greedflation. Now I know
is.
we have a whole. You and I were texting about this. I know that we have inflation. Shit's expensive, but then I think these companies go an extra 20%, and then they never bring the price down. They just shrink the product, and that's what I was saying about these Ritz. The Ritz, a standard cracker, maybe easily a 50-cent piece, if not bigger.
I told you.
These ones now, I'll put up the picture. I'll send it to you right now.
I told you. I
Put it up.
Googled online, are Ritz crackers smaller?
Yep, you did.
And it
you
comes
sent
up
to
with
me.
an article that says, yes, the box is smaller, the sleeves are smaller, the crackers themselves are smaller.
Yep. I opened up a sleeve. They have that weird little coated paper sleeve.
Yeah, the waxy paper, whatever.
Now, back in the day, I remember opening a sleeve, and I could get 3 different Mau-Maus out of a sleeve. This, I went right through a sleeve like that. Boom.
Well,
And these are small crackers, and the sleeve was only about that big. It was like, God, what are we doing here? This is, thanks.
yep.
The Ritz. But I will say, I will give Nabisco this. The Ritz cracker still did taste the same as I do remember it as a kid. And I did have the nostalgic taste bud thing. So thumbs up on that. Everything else, shrinkflation, you stink, you stink, you stink. So yeah.
Yep. Yep. It's greedflation.
Greedflation. Yeah, that's Aaron's rant of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I got that out of the way. What else did I have to
Pain in the ass.
Yeah, what else? You got a couple things. Stick around later on. I got a fun game. I'm gonna quiz Mike on this game.
Oh, that'll be fun. Yeah, you said you had a new game, so that's fun.
Yeah, I mean it's not like wow. I mean I'm not gonna be getting a syndication deal out of it, but it'll be fun.
I got a couple things to
It's more
talk
of a
about.
bit, but okay.
Yeah, I got a couple topics that we can chat about a little bit.
What do you got?
Okay, first off here, let's hit up this one. We keep meaning to do it. We keep forgetting about it. Savannah bananas.
Okay, here.
I knew nothing about this. You hit me up a couple of weeks ago.
I knew nothing of it either.
You go, the girlfriend is at this down in Pittsburgh with some friend of hers from work that got tickets. And it turns out they were running it on HBO.
Yeah.
It is and I'm like, what is it? And you're like, it's like the Harlem Globetrotters, but baseball.
Yep.
And it actually is exactly that.
Yeah.
Harlem Globetrotters were this exhibition league. It wasn't a real league. They weren't playing real games where
Yeah.
they were keeping score. They had a championship at the end of the year. It was an exhibition league where the Harlem Globetrotters had all the stars, Meadowlark Lemon and Curly, what's his name? And they'd come out and they'd run circles around the Washington Generals.
Yeah, and the Washington Generals were idiots, and they'd always lose, and they're
Right. So it's like they're like pretending to play like playing a game of basketball, and then they start like spinning the ball on their fingers and doing weird
like
passes.
stand on the guy's back, do a thing, a backflip, and a thing, and a gink, and a gank, and a gank, bounce it off the general's head and into the basket. They had a whole thing.
So this is the same thing with baseball. It's an exhibition league where, so far as I can see, there's 3 teams. You got the Savannah Bananas, which are out of Savannah, Georgia, I'm assuming.
Sure.
So it's a southern thing. Then you got the what is it? The Texas Cowboys or something like that.
Yeah. I forget. So,
And then the other one, let me try and pull it up on the HBO because they're running it on HBO.
yeah, right now. Yeah, and I couldn't believe. And the game she was at, I was like, holy shit, it's on HBO right now live.
Live.
So I'm watching it. I probably had better seats watching it on the couch.
And I had it. It wasn't like recorded. You can't like DVR off HBO, but it was like I had like added it to my list, and so I was watching it later.
Yeah.
But they only allowed that for like a week, and then they took it off.
And apparently, now the Pittsburgh Pirates can barely sell half their tickets. They sold it out, 49,000. They just sold out. I just read somewhere they sold out fucking the Yankee Stadium, 49,000.
Like multiple nights in a row.
It's a whole cult.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got fireworks. What makes it fun is not only is it a show. Every player's a character. But
All
then
right, wait here before you get into it. Okay, so Savannah Bananas versus the Firefighters.
Oh, okay, I haven't seen a firefighter show.
Tomorrow, 10 p.m.
Okay, on HBO.
On HBO. And then Savannah Bananas versus the Firefighters again, Saturday, 10 p.m. So Friday night, 10 p.m., Saturday night, 10 p.m. Then next week, it looks like September 26th at 8 p.m., Savannah Bananas versus the Texas Tailgaters.
The Tailgaters, that's who they're playing.
Says Firefighters and the Tailgaters. And then September 27th at 8 p.m. So there's a couple 10 p.m. games coming up this week. Next week it looks like a couple of 8 p.m. games. I don't know what they are.
So it's basically baseball, guys, by the way. But
yeah,
over the top,
baseball.
wrestling, fun. I mean, even like the cheerleaders are a bunch of fat guys come out dancing to Feels Like a Woman, and then it's like a goofy thing, and then all the players get on stage or in the middle of the mound and start dancing around and da-da-da. And a lot of them have actual good skills. Like when they, like say the outfielder will do like a backflip and catch it from behind his head, you know.
Yeah, they all have their little trick. There was one guy in the outfield. The ball would be coming in. He'd close his glove, bounce it off his glove, and then catch it.
Yeah,
you know. And the pitcher,
they're impressive.
The pitcher wears a giant cowboy hat.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, they look like wrestling characters, you know. They all each one has a shtick. Even the umpires.
Yeah. They all
we'll get to them in a bit.
They all start dancing. There's one guy on Savannah Bananas. He does the fucking nuttiest thing. It's so fast I can't even see it. He takes the bat and he goes like he's gonna just take a warm-up swing. And right before he swings, the bat flies out of his hand, spins around, and he catches it, and then completes the swing.
Yeah, it's kind of like
it's like spinning a pencil around your thumb.
Yeah, kind of like they did on Cocktail. You know how you ever see a bartender spin a beer bottle on his hand? He's doing the same thing. So he's holding it, and he goes whoop, he spins it, and the bat goes around.
But it looks like to me, it flies out of, he gives it a little flip, and it just flips in his hand, and he catches it, and then completes the swing.
Yeah.
He does it in motion. It looks like he's going to full-on swing, and then about here, it flips in his hands, and then he catches it and continues. It's amazing.
I know.
I'm like,
these guys are the real deal.
I mean, they got skills.
Yeah.
I don't know where they find these guys because they're pretty good ball players.
Yeah,
but
you can tell they're minor league players. Probably didn't make it to the majors. Maybe they just, I don't know. You know, if they fly or they get farmed. Do their agents go, hey, we can't get you on the, we can't get you to the Pirates, but we can get you to the Savannah Bananas.
I would do it. It's probably a steady paycheck.
Yeah.
You know, they must teach them how to dance or stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's all very silly and family friendly fun and all that sort of stuff. But it's fairly entertaining.
Really entertaining.
You know?
And they score it differently too. Did you notice the scoring system? Okay, the scoring system is like instead of this inning, I'm gonna get 5 hits. Basically, if you get a hit, you get blah 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 hits and runs batted in. You can get 5 runs batted in. Doesn't matter. You just get 1 point for that inning. You know what I mean? So, or you might want to look this up. I don't want to quote it wrong because people are probably yelling at the TV screen.
No, nobody knows about this.
Oh, okay.
Well, except for the people that pack the stadiums. Didn't you say they did 2 nights in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
And then New York, they did like 4 nights in a row?
No, it was 2 nights I think 1 night in Pittsburgh, 2 in New York or something like that. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
But it's packed. It's a cult. It's incredible. And I'm going. Apparently, here's another thing the girlfriend found out. She said that you have to put in for a lottery system to even get tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't like go, hey, I'm going to get tickets for next year's Savannah Bananas game. No, you got to go to their website, join their mailing list, and you're in the lottery draw for the certain games.
Yeah, we're just finding out about it. I don't know where it came from.
You guys got to look it up. I know. I love it. It was what I was saying. Remember how about 20 eps ago, I was at a Reds game. I was at a Reds Pirates game, and I was complaining how baseball is great. I love it, but it's just really relaxing, and it's fine. They need more fights. They need more mascot fights or something. You know, I mean, yeah, they might have a pierogi run around the outfield mid-game, but short of that, you're not. there's not enough. They basically, you need to take a hint from the WWF and put a little pageantry into it, a little show.
Little show.
Yeah, and you can't, and I almost wish all sport, hockey would do this, a little bit of the Savannah Banana. Now, Savannah Bananas take it 10 steps farther into cartoon land.
It is.
But it's fun.
It is fun.
And you could tell everybody in the audience had a great time, drunk as fuck. You could tell the tailgating on this. Man, if you're a
I didn't
drinker,
even think about that. Because to me, because I believe it's because it's Savannah, I believe Georgia, because it's coming from the South. I'm assuming that this is all family-friendly sort of stuff. The sort of pro ball players that your 12-year-old girls
off the chain
could put on their bedroom wall and go, he's so cute, and he's not going to end up in some sort of scandal.
Oh, it's beyond that. People are showing up with faces painted yellow and yellow everything, and the merch. Even the girlfriend came home with a hat.
I didn't even think about people tailgating or.
Yeah, the merch is off the chain. I mean, I couldn't even believe it. I was just seeing like, wow, this is like WWF level of merch, of production value, and I was just like, how do I miss this one?
Yeah, I don't know where it came from. But like you said, like tailgating, I mean, if people actually hang out and get drunk before the game, it's got to be a nutty hoot.
Yeah, I mean, unless they stop serving at some point, who knows? But if you're drinking beer there, man, I can tell you that it was a party. It was a party, complete with fireworks at the end.
Yeah, I mean, it really is, like you say, it's like they always say that professional wrestling is sports entertainment.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's like sports entertainment.
It was.
And the thing is, it's like with the professional wrestling, people go, "Oh, it's all fake." It's not. I was doing the recording for a wrestling show.
Yeah.
Those wrestlers are like, there was nothing fake about it. They were jumping 20 feet down to fucking a concrete floor covered by a little rubber-backed carpet.
Yeah.
There was no
Now this, I could tell Savannah Bananas, now maybe it's preordained for them, that's why they score it differently.
It's scripted, yes, but it's not fake.
No, and I think the tailgaters have a chance to win, because at the end of the inning...
the Texas tailgaters.
Yeah, you just get the point at the end of the inning. Like, do you get a 1 or a 0?
Oh, really?
So, and real scoring doesn't matter until the very last inning. Very last inning kicks in, and then it's real home runs matter.
Oh my God, it's like bowling scoring.
Yeah.
I don't quite understand it.
Right, yeah, there's a whole thing. If you read it, you guys just give it a goog, Savannah Bananas scoring. Oh,
yeah,
man.
So tomorrow night on HBO, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, give it a shot.
And if you forget tomorrow, Saturday, the next night, 10 o'clock on HBO.
I know, you guys got to see. I'm telling you, I recommend. You don't even have to be a baseball fan. In fact, the reason you're not a baseball fan is because you have not seen the Savannah Bananas.
Well, you know what? I mean, baseball itself is so boring because there's so many people that idolize it and they make such a big thing about it and the stats.
And everyone's so stiff and traditional.
Yeah, and everybody's like, oh, it's a tradition. It's the grand tradition.
And it's relaxing.
Boring.
I get it, but
it's boring.
It's boring. Yeah, that's why I always liked an occasional umpire argument with a pitcher, where they're kicking dirt on each other, Give me something that
doesn't even seem to hardly happen.
No, that only happened like the 90s and 80s, but I mean, no, yeah, it had in the past 20 years.
You almost never see that sort of stuff.
No, I know. I'd love to see two dugouts fight,
It's so
That's why I think everyone loves hockey fights, because hockey, at least somebody's going to throw the gloves off, ding, 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 and they start going at it. Well, that's great. If they didn't do that, I think hockey would not have as mass appeal.
I don't know about all that, dude. I used to go to a lot of hockey games back in the day when I first moved out to Phoenix because one of my bosses at work, him and his buddy had a sports memorabilia business. So as a result, they bought season tickets to everything. And he wasn't really into hockey, so he'd be like, hey, the hockey game tonight, you want tickets? I'd be like, sure. So me and my brother would go to the hockey games all the time.
Yeah, hockey's fun.
Hockey is fun. The game is fun. The game is fast. At the time, Coyotes were fucking doing really good. We knew that. We knew everybody on the team. Mm-hmm. We knew their name. We knew them by number, And so it was fun just to go and watch. The fights don't break out randomly.
No, it's usually, it depends,
What would happen is our star guy at the time was named Keith Kachuk. I think his son is now a fucking star in the league. But Keith Kachuk was number 7. What would happen is they'd be playing let's say the Columbus Blue Jackets, right? Columbus would have a couple of guys maul him. anytime he had the puck, they would just mug him. They would just start like crashing into him and falling on him and just fucking with him the whole time, shutting him down, right?
Building up the tension.
Well, it's building up the tension, but it's also risking injuring him. It's preventing him from getting the offense going, right? So they're effectively shutting him down by dumping. It's like they're just using their bodies like as weight just to go on top of him and to stop him down. So then, our guys would get pissed about it. And our guy, who my brother loved, who was a Pittsburgh Penguin that the Coyotes picked up just for this sort of shit, named Rick Tocchet. Rick Tocchet would come in. I think he was number 22. He'd get out there and he'd take those guys, and Tkachuk's got the thing. 2 guys come in. Tocchet doesn't even care about the play. He just grabs one of them by the fucking neck and just starts pounding them.
Imagine
the other guy throws the gloves at. Tocchet's what they call an enforcer.
Yeah.
He was out there to beat these guys up, who the only reason they're out there is to get all over the Star and slow the Star down. So it's not like the fights are random in hockey. It's all strategic stuff.
Oh, yeah. There's always somebody who's kind of taking the heat that game.
Yeah.
And then there's retaliation heat.
That's it. With the retaliations, and then the enforcer gets out there. And
I notice it in Otters games around here, the tension's always high when we play Canadian teams.
Oh, yeah.
And the Canadian guys are always quick to throw down and fight.
Yeah.
But the place erupts
because
when
the thing is, the Stars are never really getting into fights. Jeremy Roenick was not throwing down the gloves. Tkachuk was not throwing down the gloves. Tocchet would throw down the gloves at a moment's notice. And the big fight was when you get enforcer against enforcer.
Yeah.
Those are the epic fights.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, what's going on? And that's where you get the pulling the sweater over his head.
The jersey over the head.
Because the whole thing is, as long as they're standing up, they can continue to fight.
Yeah.
As long as they're both fighting. Like if one guy's just beating the tar out of another guy, the ref will stop it. And if somebody falls down to the ice or falls down to their knees, because if they want to fight, they'll fall down to their knees and pop right back up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fighting
they're not
in hockey,
worried about they're 5 minutes in the hole and
people like to make the joke that it's like, oh, I was at a hockey match and a fight broke out or whatever, like it's some sort of joke. It's not like when a fight breaks out at a boxing match. When a fight breaks out at a boxing match, that's just chaos. But in hockey, it's deliberately, it serves a purpose.
There's a timer on it,
No, there's not a timer, but there are rules to it. And like I said, it's the enforcers. It's not one guy just beating the snot out of some other random guy, right? It's not like some big giant. There was a guy named McEachern, something like that. Man, he was another one of these enforcer guys, And so it's not like it's not like a mugging. It's not like one guy's getting beat up on. It's usually a mutually
I love the
agreed
hockey
upon
fight.
thing.
Who doesn't love it?
Well, like I said, especially when it's an enforcer, either taking out the guys that have been stopping your offense the whole game.
Now, in defense of the Savannah Bananas, they're not fighting. Trust me.
No,
So you can bring your kid to that. It's very PG.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're just talking the extreme pageantry to break from the rules.
But it's the sports entertainmentness of it.
Right. And that's what we want.
Yeah, people
Football's so stiff, like NFL is so stiff,
Yeah, well, they used to have a lot of the
NFL actually,
the
though,
fights.
action-wise, if you were to watch NFL and fast forward the commercials, it would be pretty entertaining. I just find NFL and there's too many commercial breaks.
You know what I was watching?
That's my problem.
So on Sling TV, they have NFL Network channel.
Okay.
And they were rerunning, I think it was like the Super Bowl or one of the championship games from last season.
Okay.
They cut out all the BS. So it was like they'd run a play and then they're lined up for the next play, hike it, and they do the play. And they're lined up for the next play, and they go.
Well, they probably definitely have to do that to keep it like in a time segment.
That's what I figured. That they're cutting out all the huddles. They don't know what they're doing. They're looking around.
And
they call
probably the
time out. They cut out
advertisements
all
too,
that,
because
all the ads. Well, I'm sure they're running ads, but like you say, they're fitting it into a certain time period. Like they're running the whole 3.5-hour game in a 2-hour window, and so they know where the ads are going to be. And
and they can't run like an iPhone 4 commercial from an old TV show, from an old game, when they're when what I mean, like an old Verizon ad that doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. No, exactly. It's current ads and that sort of stuff. But it was very interesting when you take out all that sort of BS in between the plays.
Yeah.
And you just go line up, hike it, run the play,
Yep.
and then line up, hike it, run the play.
Yeah,
Moves along
yeah.
pretty
When
quick.
it's moving along, yeah, football is pretty cool. Yeah, I know. I have a good new appreciation for it, so I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Which, Steelers are not looking great this year. Last week they played against Seattle. Oof.
Yeah, 1-1. Yeah.
Rome was
Steelers.
happy. Rome loves the Seattle Seahawks, but
Yeah, Steelers. I know. We're a Steelers household, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
No one likes Aaron Rodgers, so we're all like, eh. But
Yeah.
we want to root our team on. But
yeah,
he's actually pretty all right. You could tell he's full Jedi. He gets it. But
you love the Steelers.
he's just a jackass in real life.
But that's what being a real fan is. Like even in the it's easy to jump on the bandwagon of a winning team, but it's the years when there's not a winning team that you tough it out. That's when you're a real fan.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, for the Steelers to pick up, they have not had a solid quarterback since Roethlisberger retired.
No.
They've been messing around, trying to get a couple of younger kids, but they haven't, because Steelers are sort of they're like an old school operation. They don't get into contract disputes. If somebody doesn't want to be there, they let them go.
Yeah.
They don't care. They're like, oh, you want more money? We're paying you this. You want more than that? Bye. They don't care. They don't get into any of that crap. Yeah. So when they find a quarterback, they'll find a young quarterback fresh out of college, like Roethlisberger. He was fresh out of college when they picked him up. He'd played his whole career in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They don't mess around.
Yeah, they keep the same people. Yeah.
So they haven't found the quarterback yet. So they're just doing these stopgap measures. They picked up, who was the guy, the old Seattle quarterback? Russell Wilson. We had him for a couple years.
Yeah, he's on the Giants now.
They had Justin Fields, who was playing for the Jets, I think. Now, who they played in the first week, he was okay. He was young, but he wasn't the guy. They didn't like him. He didn't gel. Maybe he didn't want to be in Pittsburgh. Who knows? But
you got to admire Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh as a city, though, is a great city. Gotta love. Shout out to Pittsburgh because their sports. I like the fact that they've kept all their sports teams on black and yellow for
gold,
branding
black
purposes.
and gold,
or gold, yeah. For branding purposes. I mean,
Yeah, it's one of the few cities that actually has their act together to where all the major sports teams, same colors.
Yes. Even their bridges, when they have, you drive in, the bridges are painted gold.
Are they?
Yeah. It's just nice.
I haven't been down there much. But yeah, no basketball team in Pittsburgh. But
No.
you got the Steelers, the Pirates, and the Penguins. All black and
Penguins
gold.
hockey, yeah.
It's all black and gold. And you could sort of make that argument for, I think, was there like a New York team? Like New York teams? Like the Giants.
Well, the Giants and the Mets are close in color. You got
like
the
red, white, and
blue.
blue. And don't you also have the
New York's got all
the
kinds
Knicks?
of things going on, though.
The basketball team, the Knicks, the Knickerbockers, aren't they like red, white, and blue?
Yeah, they're kind of like the Mets blue.
And then the Rangers. So I think.
Yeah, I guess they're kind of in the same zone. All right, they're close.
But it's New York. It's red, white, and blue. It's not
Yeah.
super interesting. But it would be like because Cleveland Browns colors are orange and brown. Can you imagine if those are the
They need a
colors
makeover
also
bad.
of the Cavaliers?
Yeah.
No,
I
and
know.
the Indians.
Or the Guardians.
Is that their name now?
Yeah, it's been like for 4 years.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Cleveland Indians.
Cleveland Guardians.
And the Redskins down there in D.C.
No.
Yeah, Washington Redskins.
They're the Commanders, you dummy. They're not.
No, the Commanders is the team that the Harlem Globetrotters play.
No.
The Washington Generals.
They're the Washington Generals. Yeah, they're yellow and green. Yeah. Yeah, wow. Everyone who knows sports is probably yelling at their screen right now. You guys don't know anything. You're idiots. You don't know that. Rome's probably like, you guys are idiots.
Comedy.
Yeah, well, we don't know anything. I know. Well, that's the whole idea. See, that's why, that's half the fun is watching us idiotically roll through subjects we didn't know nothing about. We're discovering it. We're learning.
Yeah, we know a little bit.
Yeah, we know enough to fake it.
I mean, I've watched more sports than you over my lifetime.
Yeah.
You're new to it. You used to hate all sports.
Yeah, I thought it was it was kind of felt culty to me. It was just like, why is everyone it's just like
It kind of is for the diehard sports fans. There's diehard sports fans that obsess over stats and stuff. And
oh yeah, in fantasy leagues, it's like, come on, at least stay with the normal game. Now you're getting into fantasy leagues, stop it.
I can appreciate the fantasy leagues. Because if you got together with a couple of your friends and you're doing a fantasy league and you guys have your own little draft and you're picking individual players, then it's not just a matter of following your team like the Steelers,
Yeah.
but you also pay attention to your wide receiver plays for the Falcons.
Oh,
so,
I see.
So then it's like, what did your receiver do in the game last week? If he got 12 receptions.
So real
for
life
4
is
touchdowns.
rolling the dice of your fictional characters.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like your team. You've got the kicker from Seattle and the wide receiver from Atlanta and the quarterback from Buffalo.
If I have a wide receiver in my fantasy league, say from Atlanta,
on your fantasy team,
and he gets, say he gets his head chopped off in a game, is he inactive then in my fantasy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, your fantasy is running on the actual stats from the games.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So you're looking at the individual.
All right.
Yeah, so it's like in that sense, it could be fun if you're really into it.
You're right, but it seems like a lot of work.
It seems like a lot of work. And this is for people like, Bill Burr and Paul Verzi that are way into the sports.
Yeah, the fantasy thing is kind of goofy to me. But yeah, it always felt culty. But ever since I've been dating her, she likes her sports, and But then I liked it because I entered sports not being team loyal, and I kept going. All right, well now I'm kind of leaning towards Pittsburgh teams, but that's just because she's a Pittsburgh fan.
No, that's good because she's smart.
Yeah.
But no, it's sort of the same thing with my girlfriend. My girlfriend was not into American sports at all. She likes soccer. She likes following Brazil for soccer. And but I sort of, not deliberately, but slowly and gently introduced her to the sport, and specifically the Steelers.
Right.
To where she has now, over the years, gotten into it enough that she now understands the rules. Mm-hmm. She understands the penalties.
Yeah.
She understands the strategies.
Sure.
And she's like, I never would have thought thought in a million years I would be watching or into football. She's like, but I am, and she's like, it's because it's like you didn't like force it on me. It wasn't like a thing. Like you have to love it. I don't really care because this was out in Arizona where I never got to see the Steelers. But if it was like a Monday night or Thursday night game, I'm watching the Steelers.
Yeah.
And there were a couple of years where, like, there was one year where it was Arizona Cardinals against Pittsburgh Steelers in the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. And everybody in town is like, go Cardinals. I just kept my mouth shut.
Yeah.
And we spanked them.
That's right.
And so she finds it sort of amazing that she's as into the football now. And so when we watch the games together, we're just watching the game. We're like, oh, no,
Yeah,
we're on the same page.
Too. Yeah. Her and I, same. And then she's taking me to baseball games. Now she's turning me on to hockey games.
Hockey games are fun.
Yeah, I have a new appreciation for it. I like sports in person. It's fun.
Yeah, and there is something about it in person. Watching a hockey in person.
I like the production. Baseball's that way. Football's like just the production in person. You go, wow, this is bigger than I thought.
Yeah,
I've got shit going on.
I've only been to hockey games, professional hockey games, live. I've never been to a baseball game. I've never been to a football game.
I'm telling you, baseball games are good, relaxing fun.
I don't know. It's so slow to me. I would rather play it than watch it.
Well, when you're in person in the stadium and you're there, there's enough going on around. You look around. No. You don't get bored.
Baseball's so stodgy.
You don't get bored.
I mean, a football game would be fun, especially like a Steelers game. See, that's
the weather, but the cold.
Well,
I don't want to bundle up.
No, not for like a Blizzard Bowl.
No, god damn, that sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But I mean, once again, I'm only into the Steelers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it was like a Green Bay Indianapolis game, I don't care. I don't care.
I don't either.
Unless it's nearing the end of the season, and if this team loses, then Pittsburgh can make it into the playoffs. That I care about. Then I'll start watching.
I like the last 5-8 minutes of a game, of any game, is usually pretty good because you go, oh, it's pretty tight. Okay, let's see what's going to happen here. And a lot of times, the heat's on.
I'm always a sucker for the live broadcast.
Yeah.
And I do this year. I'm really feeling the pull to watch the football games, catch up on the football games. Like I'm watching Steelers or AFC, so they always play the early game, which for us is 1 p.m. And so I always watch that. Then I watch the 4 p.m. game. I catch the Sunday night game, the 8 p.m. game. I catch the Monday night game. I catch the Thursday night game. Well, the Thursday night game's probably on right now.
Yeah, it's the Bills. The Bills are playing the...
Is it?
Dolphins?
I'm kind of partial to the Bills. I mean,
yeah,
I like that.
They're fun to watch.
That Josh Allen
Yeah, they're fun to watch.
He's good. He's solid. I was trying to watch on HBO the what do they call it? The behind the scenes thing.
Oh yeah. There's the football show.
Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks. That's it.
Yeah, and this
That's
year
on
it's,
HBO.
it's on the Bills, and I was trying to watch it. That first episode, the way I was talking to Rome about it, and Rome said, yeah, they're doing something weird with it this year. They're editing it differently, and it's not as engaging. It's like harder to watch, harder to follow. It's too disjointed and jumpy. I was really having a hard time making it through the first episode.
I've never seen an episode of that.
I never have either because they never did it on the Steelers.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, they did it on the Ravens. The Ravens, which Ravens are looking really solid this year.
Yeah, they always are pretty good.
That Ravens-Bills game a couple of weeks ago was like 40-43. That's a high-scoring football game.
Yeah, they're always pretty solid.
Slugfest. Well, not always, but yeah, the last 10, 15 years or so, yeah, Baltimore's pretty solid. But anyway.
Sports.
Yeah,
sports ball.
Savannah Bananas. Check them out.
Please watch Savannah. Do us a favor and just Google it. If you just want to see what their entertainment's about, there's actually a clip if you go on YouTube, Savannah Bananas on Jimmy Fallon. And
I saw that.
Yeah, that was
they
fun.
Come out, they like dance around or something
Yeah,
like that.
so you could see that. But then if you watch an actual game, yeah, the game's fun too.
The game is actually more entertaining.
Yeah.
Because you had
The umpires are fun too.
You had initially texted me, WTF is this? Baby races. Tina's at this.
Yeah, because
And
I
was
first
like,
turned
what?
it on, I go, baby races. What? They literally had
saw
live
that.
babies in the
I saw
middle
that
of the field.
When I did there, when I had recorded on HBO, put it on my watch list, so let me watch it like later after the fact or something. And yeah, I saw they were doing the baby races to the first baseline or something.
Yeah, weird. Yeah, real actual newborns crawling.
Yeah, it is entertaining, and yeah, it's a weird thing. I don't know where it comes from or whatever.
Yes, Atlanta, Savannah. Yeah,
Gotta
the
be.
one guy comes out in a big yellow suit with the big hat. He's the creator of it. He's the boss.
Man, he's gonna be making money.
Oh, he has to. Hand over fist.
Hand over fist.
Yeah. So that's what you want to watch, kids. There
Hand
we
over
go.
fist, ass over tea kettle.
Is that what we call ass over elbows?
Ass over tea kettle? Nah, that's a British expression.
I got an idea here.
Wait. Are you gonna go into the game thing?
Well, I was thinking about
I
it.
got more stuff to talk to you about.
Okay, well, yeah, we're all right on time. We can do it.
So, do you want to talk about Buffalo Wild Wings?
Well, not really much.
Yeah.
There's much there to tell. Tuesdays, I get the 2-for-1 wings. Yeah, I ate it today. Oh, the other night, I got their hottest blazing,
Yeah.
top of their Scoville thing on their thing. I've had hotter. Their scale sucks. They have mango habanero like 6 down, and that's hotter than their main blazing. Main blazing ain't so blazing. It had flavor though. It was pretty good. I was like, that's pretty good, because sometimes it's so hot, you're like, holy shit, I'm sweating my tits.
Yeah.
But this was like, all right, it's hot. Drink your water, but it had flavor. It was pretty good. Their prices went up though. I'm not happy about it. Stinks.
Yeah, I've never really been there. I had you send me the menu, and it's expensive.
It is on its own. But they have an app. And I got an app, and I got the blazing status because I've been there enough, so you get points and stuff and a free appetizer.
Yeah, you go like once a week.
Yeah, I could go in there and get, but I only go on Tuesdays, which is buy one get one wing. So that's where I can get 20 wings, and have it be affordable.
I remember a couple of years ago out in Phoenix, they were doing like 10-cent wings and shit like that. It was like crazy.
No, you'd be lucky if you find a buck a wing now.
I know now. It's fucking greedflation, man.
Greedflation.
Terrible.
Okay, what else you got? Buffalo Wild Wings. Okay, I love you, but I hate you.
So, so how's the place inside there? Is it like open and airy, or?
Well, there's 2 sections. Yeah, there's like a dining boothy section, and then there's a bar section. Everywhere you look's a fucking TV. So I mean, so you can watch. Oh, okay, they got baseball highlights there, football there. So everywhere you look, wherever you're sitting, you could see it.
Because I hate dingy, crowded little bars and stuff.
Well,
I
here's the
fucking hate
problem.
'em.
There's tons of headspace. You don't feel crowded that way. I just find it loud. And you can't watch anything because they got classic rock playing, so you ain't seen nothing yet. Cranking. Everyone's talking loud. And you're getting overstimulated, and all these TVs are on. So you're like, all right, I'm watching old Niners game on that one, and you look over here, oh, there's some racing on there. Okay, and you're bouncing between the two, and then you're trying to focus on your girlfriend, and then this music's playing, and people are I mean, overstimulation, over.
Boy, it seems like they should do it like the gym used to do it. It used to have all the TVs going, and you could plug your headphones into the exercise bike.
I bet you
and
could
then choose the channel for which TV.
That wouldn't surprise me if they had the technology to do that. I just haven't been in that world, so I don't know.
Huh. Yeah, because like if I had my Bluetooth headphones or whatever, I could just like.
Yeah, I wonder, or through the app. It would be kind of cool if they could do it through the app.
Right. Yeah, go on TV 15 because TV 15's got the Steelers game.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool, but I don't think so. Not our particular one, not our Buffalo Wild. Maybe other ones do. I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Probably makes too much
I say
sense.
it's overstimulating. I like it for a short time. I got about a 1 hour window, then I'm like, I'm getting a little, and I find it like her and I do it kind of like date night, but I mean, it's kind of like not really a date because, we'll talk, but there's so much going on, I can't be fully present.
Yeah, I mean, even when me and the girlfriend popped down to like Ugly Tuna, they got they got baseball, they got hockey, they got car racing, they got rugby.
And even though you're not watching any of them in particular, it's still enough to just, like, if that one pulls you off 8% and that one pulls you 8%, pretty soon you're talking about, like, your brain is subconsciously, you know what I mean? And it's hard to stay focused on the person you're with.
Yeah, those like 4 sporting events and then Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets over here, and it's like you're just looking at stuff and like there's golf, there's swimming,
Yeah, and then you mix in the music's playing loud, some dumb jukebox is playing something classic rock.
Yeah, because they got the music playing.
Then throw in some weird wild talking and a screaming kid and then a loud bartender and
Oh, the Ugly Tuna is so tiny.
Oh, too much. Yeah, I know, but I like it. I like that stimulus for about an hour. I got about an hour and 10 window on that. Then after that, I'm like, all right, that's then I get a little cranky. I like a little bit of it because I feel like you, as a human, it's nice to get every now and then. It kind of like it rings your bell, but I don't want my bell rung too long.
So I need to have a place I can go to and sort of hang out every once in a while for that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I wish they would, like, you remember, like, old diners used to have the jukebox in the corner of the booth, and you could pick your song and you'd listen to it on the speakers. I almost wish you could, Jesus, noise maker. Holy macaroons.
Sorry.
I wish out of the 20 TVs, you had like a little player over here on your table, or like a little triangle you can go, TV 16. Dink.
That's what I'm saying. That's
give me the sound.
That's how it is at the gym.
Yeah, because it's so annoying that I can't listen to what anyone's saying.
When I used to go to Planet Fitness and sit on the fucking recumbent bike, I would just fucking pedal for like 13 miles or whatever.
Yeah, well, at least sometimes they have closed captioning too. I like that.
No, there's a jack on the bike, and you take your fucking headphones and you plug them into the jack, and then there's a little display, and you can choose 1 through 19, and they got all the fucking TVs, and you can watch the CNN or the Fox News or the fucking Judge Judy or fucking golf or
Yeah,
just dial into whatever
these
audio
restaurants
source.
have to figure that out. I think that would really make the experience.
I mean, this was
better.
like 10 some years ago that I was doing that.
Yeah,
I mean, we had wired headphones.
Yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to do at Buffalo Wild Wings when you. No, I'm sure Monday Night Football's on. I'm sure if you're in the bar area,
it's one game.
Yeah, and you could hear it fine. But I mean, when you're in the dining area,
literally the only game in town.
Yeah. So.
But if you're in there on a Sunday.
Yeah, it's too much. Wow. Yeah, they're hammering you around with stimuli. So yeah, it's too much.
All right, I've been going down lately. I've been going down a Gordon Ramsay rabbit hole.
Wow, that's an odd. Gordon Ramsay, like new or old?
I don't know.
He's always got a show on. I know. Right. I don't know. I can't keep track of him. But he's on all the time.
Well, so there's I'm familiar with the Kitchen Nightmares. He goes into the failing restaurant. He yells at him. and tells
Gives
them
them
to
a makeover, and
gives them a makeover. Yeah, redoes the menu or whatever. So I've done that one a lot, and so you watch because when I'm at work, I'm just running stuff, just to keep my brain occupied or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's no emotional investment, right?
No.
It's like a spectator sport. But after a couple of episodes of Kitchen Nightmares, they're all the same.
Yeah, it's like the Jake Tapper show. What was that one? Same thing.
John Taffer.
John Taffer.
Yeah, that's Bar Rescue.
Bar Rescue. Yeah, same pattern of a show.
Well,
Other than the restaurant's different.
because I feel like the Gordon Ramsay started off, and this was back when he was like, things were extreme in the early 2000s. Everybody's yelling at everybody.
Yeah.
And then that John Taffer comes out, and he was trying to be in that mold, and he does the yelling. He still does the yelling. And I've seen episodes where people are like, you don't need to yell like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't work anymore. It doesn't play.
Yeah.
Nobody's like that anymore, but he still does it.
Yeah.
Like, he goes in there and he's ballistic. That John Taffer is ballistic and over the top, screaming at people.
Yeah.
And the people are like, I don't understand why you're screaming at me. I'm right here.
Yeah.
It's not like they're arguing back.
Yeah,
It's
right.
completely
In
like
the old days,
out of context.
they'd want to fight. Now everyone's just like, all right.
Yeah. Sometimes they do. You get the stuff. Or whatever.
Like, dude.
Yeah, but the John Taffer is so it's like, dude, you need to. And I've seen he had a different show where he wasn't yelling at the people, and it was more effective.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, but so you see the Kitchen Nightmares.
Yeah.
You binge a couple episodes. You see the formula of it. It's all the same. Because it's about fixing the people. It's fixing the actual restaurant. He makes it look super easy. Get fresh ingredients. Make it well. Don't
Simplify the menu.
Yeah, simplify the menu. Don't let it look like shit. You know what I mean? If shit looks old, spiff it up. Or get new stuff. So I started looking at. I'm like, what's that other show he has? Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, is that the one where they have the 3 levels?
I don't know. I don't know about 3 levels.
And it's like teams and they're competing?
Right, with the competing. So I just watched through season 19, which they have like, I don't know, 20 fucking chefs, people who are actually chefs and know what they're doing.
Okay.
They come in, because normally I don't care about these food shows because I'm not into the food.
No.
It's boring to me. But I used to always watch Worst Cooks in America.
I don't know that one.
Oh, you never seen that?
No.
That's where they take people that don't know how to cook at all, and they teach them how to cook. And they don't just like teach them how to cook so they can cook for their families. They turn them into like high-end chefs.
Wow.
It's nutty.
Wow.
Yeah, watch. I believe they have that's on the HBO. Look up Worst Cooks in America.
Okay.
They have many seasons of it, and it's one of these competition type shows.
All right.
But the Kitchen Nightmares is apparently this competition type show. 20 chefs, right? So season 19 that I was watching, they're competing to get the position of being head chef at the new. So Gordon Ramsay has a Hell's Kitchen restaurant in Las Vegas
Oh.
that famous people come to every night.
All right.
And apparently they do different themes all the nights, right? So they were opening up a new one in Lake Tahoe, which is that California? I don't even know. Nevada? I don't even know.
Utah?
Something like that?
I don't know.
Around in there?
Ski territory? Colorado?
I think it's a high desert or something.
I don't
Is that where
know.
Bob Hope was? No, that's Palm Springs. I don't know. Lake Tahoe. So they were opening up a Hell's Kitchen restaurant in Lake Tahoe. So they're competing in season 19 to be the head chef at the new restaurant. You get
Right.
$250,000 plus this swanky job.
Yeah.
So, but it's the competition type thing. But
Okay.
it's pretty interesting. So they have little cooking challenge things, and then they do like restaurant service at the Hell's Kitchen restaurant in Las Vegas,
Right.
where the restaurant is set up to where you can see the kitchen and all the cooking. So like famous people are in there, they order the food, and then they're watching them prepare it or making a mess of it. And then Gordon Ramsay would be like, "Get out of here, fuck off!" And he sends them off. And, you know what I mean? He throws them out of the kitchen and stuff like that.
Huh.
So it's a little over the top, but it's sort of interesting. I'd never seen the Kitchen Nightmares
Are they
before.
half-hour episodes or 1-hour episodes?
Hour.
Ooh.
Well, but the thing
kind
is,
of a commitment.
I'm there for 8 hours a day, 8.5 hours a day working. So it's the sort of thing you can just throw on and not pay attention to.
Yeah.
But the thing that helps me at the job is there's a timer on everything, and it's always in the music. It's like,
Yeah.
So go, So it gets me like working fast,
Yeah.
So it was helping me like yesterday.
Huh.
I was trying to, get a board done and get it out, so we could get it on the truck or whatever. And so it worked. Got it done.
Gordon Ramsay.
So yeah, The Kitchen Nightmares. I'd never seen it. Sort of interesting. And then he's got another one called Hotels from Hell or something like that. Hotel Hell, where he does the same thing as the what was the first one I said?
Kitchen Nightmares?
No, not Kitchen Nightmares.
Fucking.
Oh no, yeah, Kitchen Nightmares. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It's like that, but it's hotels. Yeah, Hell's Kitchen is the one with the competition thing. Yeah. So anyway, I've been down a bit of a Gordon Ramsay rabbit hole.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately,
which it started because of the John Taffer stuff.
Yeah,
because that stuff pops up on my YouTube, and it's like the worst pizza bar ever encountered or whatever, or
you're right.
The top 3 worst, shocking moments that happened, because it's Paramount Network running all this stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's one of their big things is they still get a lot of run from this, from the John Taffer stuff. The bar rescue.
Yeah, I can see it.
So they've been pushing it on YouTube as a way to get people back to sign up for Paramount Plus.
Oh, I see. Yeah, they use that as like a gotcha ad.
Yeah. So I was watching a couple of those episodes, and I was kind of like, John Taffer's so over the top. Like it feels very like set up like that. So I was like, I'd seen the Gordon Ramsay Kitchen Nightmares before, so I was like, all right, let's do some of that.
Yeah,
so
Gordon's same principle, but at least he's a little bit more believable. He's just, you never know how he never shows a nice side. He kind of does. I don't know.
He kind of did in the Hell's Kitchen thing.
Yeah.
Because at a certain point, it got down to like the last 4 finalists or something like that. And he was actually sort of hanging out with him, and then they do a cutaway interview, and the one contestant chick is like, "We're just hanging out with Gordon Ramsay. He's talking to us like we're friends, like we're just chatting."
Wow. Yeah. And not getting yelled at.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Huh.
All right, so last topic I wanted to discuss with you. Let's talk about your improv class.
Oh, yeah. We prefaced this last week. I went to the improv class. I was a little nervous.
So you had class 1, so now you don't have it for another month?
I think, yeah. There's some things going on in between, but whatever.
Yeah, they're doing My Fair Lady.
Well, yeah. But, no, this was at the training, not even training center. This is like a whole nother building, different from the theater. They do it on the second floor. You go up, it kind of feels like an old 1970s version of like a trade school mixed with, they turned into like, you know how on dance studios they have like the one wall that's all mirror?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. The little stage set up and the little thing. There's only 7 of us there.
Is this at the Performing Arts Center thing down there at State Street or something?
No. So there's only 7 of us there. Well, 6. The main kid who was teaching the class, young kid, he kind of reminds you of, who was the guy who played Bobby Moynihan, from Mad TV? Kind of imagine him at like 27, kind of like that. Jovial guy, real nice guy. He knows his shit.
So he's the teacher.
He's the teacher.
So is there like an assistant teacher?
Nope, just him.
Just him. Okay.
He's got a clipboard and he's got a thing. And he's ready to go. And all right.
And then, so there's teacher guy, fella. And then what? 6 people?
Yeah.
Now is that the max? The class is maxed out, or is that just?
That's just who's there. There's me. There's this black kid. He's young. He's probably about maybe 19, 20. Got a funny little voice. And he was good at the improv. And then let's see. So we're the only 2 males next to the teacher, and then 3 girls. There's like a hippie chick, some normal girl, kind of. They're all in their 20s, and they're young. And we start with exercises. Keep in mind, I didn't get anyone's names. That's what's weird. It was weird because.
So you guys don't go around, introduce yourselves, say what you do and why you're taking the class? Nothing like that?
Not at first, no.
Boy, that's weird.
It was weird. We got right into it. And then everyone's kind of like, all right, so you're going to do this scene, da-da-da-da, and you're going to start with name the party, or we're going to do dinner party was a game. Okay. So my character would have a foible. This girl had a character who was a foible. And then the one person who was guessing would step outside. And when they came in, they had to enter the scene. And the 3 of us are in a scene. And that person was the host of the dinner party. and would have to ask questions between us.
So it's like your guy had a flat on the way over. Her
Yeah, but
dog
also a
ran away.
personality flaw.
Okay.
Right.
And so then they have to try and figure out what your thing is.
You're right.
Okay, I've seen this before.
Yeah, it was pretty easy. I didn't think hard enough. I went easy, and my foible was my character is klutzy, but doesn't notice that he's klutzy, but hides it very well, you know. So
You were trying to go for the funny, weren't you?
No, it was just all I could think of. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, now the girl was playing, she was a water elitist, and she's asking me questions. So she's like, oh, can you hold my water? You know, I'm like, what's with this water? I mean, you know, a little heavy here, isn't it? Let me put it on the table over here. She's like, what do you drink? I'm like, I drink Kool-Aid. She's like, Kool-Aid, ew. I go, yeah, Tootsie Fruity. And, you know, so we go into this whole thing. The dinner party, you know, unfolds, guesses me right away, because then I tripped and fell. I did a pratfall. I did my thing. Kind of funny.
Trying to be funny?
Yeah, well, I wasn't trying, but here's the thing. I was pulling back, you know, but I could tell where I'm like a little over the top. But here's where these kids, the next scene we have to do is a series. It's not even a yes and. It's more, what's the new? I don't know that. Oh, Tuesday. Oh, so, you know, so we're like you're at a bus stop, but it's Tuesday. And every time you pass it back and forth, when it comes to you, you have to have a new emotion. So, welcome, you know, so you were at the bus today. Yeah, thank God it's Tuesday. When he says Tuesday, it kicks it off. I have to react to it, so it's Tuesday. Well, every time on Tuesday, you know, and you got to do different emotions and things like that, you know, until the bell rings. Did the thing. So there's little exercises we're doing. We're doing things, pratfalls there. Then we're doing tap-ins and tap-outs, which is like freeze, you know, like two people do a scene, maybe 3 minutes last. That's where they were getting real creative. That's where I kind of, towards the end, I was like, oh, my brain's firing on all cylinders. I'm like, all right, it's starting to open me up here.
That's the thing.
You know, I realized my shortcoming. Here's the thing. The hardest thing to do to be in improv is present.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure my next class, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to be present, but now I know what to do, because before I didn't. I was kind of nervous. This time I'm not nervous. Right. But I realize there's a series of tapping your head and rubbing your belly that goes on, because the key is, there's this one where, okay, they give you a scenario. Here's your scenario. Aaron, you're frying an egg. And once they say, Aaron, you're frying an egg, I have to go to the person on my right and go, oh, you're bouncing a basketball. And then they go, and while he's bouncing the basketball, he has to go to the next person and go, oh, you're petting your cat. And then it keeps going around and keep running. And then when I'm frying the egg and it comes back around to me, I have to fry my egg and complain about the weather. You know, so they keep your situations are piling onto each other.
Yeah, because you do have to be in the moment, listening and reacting, but also thinking like 2 steps ahead.
Right.
But not more than 2.
That's where I fell short, because I would lock up. I'd be like, all right, there I'm frying the egg and complaining about the weather, and then the dude next to me is waiting for the prompt, and I was like, oh, you're, you know, oh, yeah. your shoes are untied again, you know. And he'd be like, oh, okay, all right, you know, and he'd go to it. But a good improv would just, you'd be already ready for all that. You know what I mean? So the thinking ahead without thinking ahead, it has to be instinctual. And that's where I was falling short. Like, I couldn't rub my head and tap my belly. But if somebody gave me a prompt, I was in it. Or if somebody gave me an emotion, I was in it. And I could be like, oh, I could feel my juices flowing, you know?
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. I think it was like Jason Mantzoukas was talking about this in some interview or something like that, where he's like, it is a skill, and you do develop it by doing it, and it's like a muscle, and the more you exercise it, the better you get at it, and sort of
Yeah.
being able to have your brain function on a couple of different levels.
It does. I found now the function of the brain that makes you do the scene and be funny and be the guy appears to be different from the one that's going to send a prompt to your right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the one. The sending the prompt to the right was where I kept stalling the game, but not in a big way, bad way. But just I could just feel.
It's me again.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple moments where I was like, oh, it's my turn for the prompt.
And that's probably the point of that exercise, is to get you thinking on compartmentalizing your brain.
Yeah.
It's like we were talking about the drummers. You know what I mean? They got the arm or the leg doing different things. And they're thinking about a third thing, or playing piano, like the left hand is doing something completely different than the right hand.
It's a lot of that. But I was thinking of that too, and I was like, well. Like when I learned guitar, I learned how to
playing and singing at the same time.
At the same time. So I'm doing this. But it was a couple. Here's another fun game. Was the freeze tag in thing? Was like, okay, these two are fighting. This one guy. He's amputated. Starts off. We found this roadkill on the side of the road. Oh, they're fighting. This wife and the husband. What do we do with the deer? We'll throw his leg in the trunk. Blah blah blah. And then you go freeze, and then they freeze like that. And then the tap in, tap out, but the one person stays in the freeze. So from that freeze, he has to go, so anyway, so you're at the barber shop. Oh, yeah, and I was doing, and they have to kick, so you're from your freeze, you have to go into the next prompt, which is fun. Fun game. We were having a blast with that one. But boy, I could see myself doing good. Now, here's where... I didn't know these people, these younger people, but for some reason, by the end of the class, we all were kind of like, we were all smiling at each other in a weird way, almost like it's almost like y'all witnessed a UFO together, but you never met, or like y'all just went through something like
it's a shared experience.
And we're like, okay, guys, we'll see you next week, and I'm like, are you guys coming back? You're gonna do this?
But it's also connecting and interacting at that creative level.
Yes.
Yeah.
But with a complete stranger. Yeah. Now, I can't wait for the next class, because then these complete strangers, hopefully I'll get some names, but if I don't get names, who cares? Now I know, like the hippie chick, she was real creative with her twisting her leg and telling a backstory. She could add to the backstory really good. Whereas I knew, the black kid, I knew he was going to go into some wacky, funny voice. He would act like his grandmother. So
he's leaning towards character.
Yes. So now I see. And I know this housewifey-looking younger girl was kind of like, she seemed to be more. She would go into more benign, like, let's just mow the lawn. Let's. And she. Like I could see
not overthinking it.
Yeah, I could see where everybody's strengths and weaknesses were starting to land.
Where their natural tendency was towards.
And they were kind of picking up on me too. Though the one where we were playing the Tuesday game, they got me on the. Once I hit in the motion of, I'm mind blown that I'm going to be late for work again. I keep missing the bus, and I Kramered out on them. But the room was laughing. I could tell they're waiting for me to do something funny, It's just, like I said, I just got to develop the trust in these guys, and they got to develop the trust in me. So once we develop our trust, and we can catch each other, and we know our limits, it's going to get fun. But first one, all right, you're just doing an awkward dance. It's like the first dance.
Yeah.
So, but I love it. I think it could be a thing. Do I think it'll help me with my stand-up? No.
Well,
but I will say it makes me like I have a stand-up show tomorrow. No, 2 days from now, Saturday. And what I'm going to do, I've got new bits, but since I took this class, I'm now a little bit less afraid of going, you know what? That bit, I haven't really scored out the middle of that. I'm just going to play around when I get on stage.
Yeah.
It's making me go for the risk a little bit more, and I think I'm liking it.
Yeah, when me and my girlfriend and my friend Josh sat down to write the match game questions for the game within a game and my game show play.
Yeah.
Like we did it. We had a couple of sessions, like 3 or 4 sessions doing it. And we'd sit down for a couple hours and doing it. And at first, it's sort of clunky and stuff.
Yeah.
But you do it for like an hour. Your brain starts adapting to it.
Yeah.
Then you get in it's like you're in the car on the roller coaster now.
Yeah.
And your brain knows what it needs to be doing. And you really get in the mode of it. Then your brain starts functioning along those lines of the parameters that you gave it.
Yeah.
Then it just starts cranking stuff out.
I know. I haven't got to that point where it's cranking.
It's like
but I could feel it about to happen.
That's what I'm saying. Because then you could throw out the idea and be like, here's the idea, and you throw it out, and you know it's not right, and they know it's not right, but it's an idea, and there's a kernel of something there that's good. And then you sort of massage it and tweak it. Change the word, change the order, and you get it to where it's like, blah, 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 blank, and it ends with the blank, and the format's there, and and it's right, and it's very satisfying. You get in this creative zone where your brain's just spitting out the ideas, and you're not editing it. You're just throwing the ideas out, but you can, by getting into that heightened, focused, creative state, you can get to where you can take the raw idea and parse it down. I mean, we did this when we were writing songs with like improvising songs. Like I could do this very quickly where we could just take an idea and kind of keep what was good, get rid of the stuff that wasn't working, rework it and get it into a workable format very quickly, like within an hour.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 If you're like, oh, I got too much front port or too much opening. All right. We don't need all that.
Yeah, that's not working. That's distracting from the idea. Here's the core of the nugget. What do we need? We want to get from here to there.
Yeah, jokes are the same way.
Yeah.
But improv is a whole nother thing. See, the beauty of this, then as I got to thinking about it no more, it's like to practice my brain to get to thinking like that, I've been doing groups of 5. So you just do association words. If I said, give me a word.
Apple.
My next word would be worm. What's the first thing you think of when I say worm?
Lowly,
right. So, but I've been doing that in my own head and just making like a set of 5. So if you started at apple and you ended up at the word brick wall, you go, wow, I never saw a brick wall from apple.
Right.
But I got there in 5 words.
Right.
So you go, okay, all right. So you start training your brain to accept the direction you're going.
Yeah, and trust those instincts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of forcing yourself to go there, you're letting yourself end up there.
This is
You
why
know what I mean?
when you're improvising a scene, you kind of have to have this is what they talk about, like Curb Your Enthusiasm and the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
You got to have an outline.
Yeah.
You got to know, because I always, this is what I used to do when I would write scripts or stuff like that is, number one, what's the purpose of the scene? What are we doing in this scene? And then where are we starting? Where do we need to be when we end? And if you've got those, then it's sort of like, okay, we know that this is a scene where the girlfriend gets completely turned off with the whole situation. She's out. We're starting here, and you need to end there.
Yeah. First, you got to establish the who, what, when, where, why, and then the how is going to happen later. And then
If you're starting out cold, or if it's already scene 15, depending on what it is.
Yeah.
But where you're starting, where you need to get to at the end, what it's about, what do you need to accomplish in the scene?
I will say the best thing about it though was the anonymity, in a weird way. I loved the fact they didn't know me. They didn't know, other than the main dude knowing that I was a stand-up. The rest of them didn't. They just thought I was just some guy showing up.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even know. Maybe they picked up on it later.
And like you said, the hippie chick that was good at throwing in little weird detail stuff. Maybe she's a story person.
Right.
Maybe
she seemed like she definitely wrote stories. I feel like she could have
write stories. Yeah.
Because she had a weird descriptive way of going, oh, yeah, the water in the glass was very, dewy that morning. And I remember, she's very descriptive.
Yeah.
Where some people, like I said, some people are more
like you said, the black kid sounds like he's more character sort of thing.
He just wanted,
he would do a voice, he would do a,
Yeah,
Like,
he
it's like
yeah
this
he wanted
person-
to go character. He wanted to definitely go character.
Yeah, and that's interesting because, you know, you get different people with their different sort of takes on it, their different sort of approaches. That's the way their brain works.
Yeah. And some people, yeah, and it's funny, and like the one girl was talking about more serious things, whereas I would go wacky madcap, and then I would do weird callbacks from earlier scenes, like when I told you, oh, the couple found the deer leg and put it in the thing. Well, we get 6 scenes away, we're totally away from that. I had to tap in the amputee person. I was like, I'm Dr. Frank. I'm here to put on the deer leg, so I would pull in the deer leg from the old bit, I was doing callbacks and stuff like that and making it ridiculous, but it would be funny. We were all laughing about it, so there's a commonality that, I can't even explain it, but I really liked being there. And I gotta say, doing something where they don't know who you are is so refreshing. Like, that's why I kind of like when I started stand-up, these people in stand-up land for a year and a half had no idea that I was in a band, that I was Mr. Somebody.
Yeah.
They just thought I was just some guy in a black jean jacket. They didn't know, I was just some guy who showed up. I liked it. I liked that anonymity. I liked the not having to live up to some dumb preconceived standard.
Well, that's what I was telling you. Like you were saying that you were nervous going into it, and I'm like, nobody.
They were too.
Nobody know. Well, yeah, of course. Well, like I said, because it's performing in front of other people, even though it's only a handful of people.
Yeah.
But for people who don't have 30 years experience performing in front of,
Well, yeah, but that's
on
all. Like I
stage.
said, if that room was full of people, I could have done it easier. I was more nervous. I'm more nervous in front of 7 people than I am 70. 70, no problem. 7, I get nervous.
But that's sort of the whole thing is because when we would do the game show play, and the girlfriend would take all the actors because the cast was rotating all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was different people in there and that sort of stuff. And so she'd run them through some of these improv exercises and stuff. You sort of get to know each other, not oh, you're a banker, oh, you have a dog. Like, you get to know each other where their sensibilities are.
Yes.
What they like to go for, and where you can find commonality with them and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And to develop a little bit of trust with them.
It is the trust, yeah. That we haven't developed yet, but it's getting close. You could see where it will develop.
But it was first session. You guys were literally just feeling each other out from zero.
Right. Yeah. Because there's a trusting, because the one chick was like there, and I had to freeze tap her in, and I was thinking to myself, oh, this is perfect. I was about to go up and go, honey, I want a divorce, but instead I go, honey, what's with the laundry? Why does it smell mildewy? What are we doing wrong here? And then she pulled the old, well, the dryer hasn't worked for 6 weeks. If you'd get it down there and fix it once in a while. And I was like, well, I don't know how to fix these things. But it was, the subject matter was a little bit more lighthearted. But once we could get a little bit more intense, I think, once you get to know and trust somebody. You know what I mean?
Well, like you said,
you could get a little deeper into the surface.
You said the one girl was doing sort of like normal middle of the road sort of stuff. Like that's where she's at. She's not going to go wacky left turn or deep, stuff. She's going to, sort of go there. I bet by like the 4th or 5th class, it'll probably feel like a whole different world with those people.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm hoping.
Oh, I'm sure it will, because you guys will sort of know each other on this creative level.
Yeah.
Where you can kind of know this person's going to lean towards that. Like I said, this one's doing detail stuff. They're coming from story world. This one's leaning towards character stuff with voices and personality traits or quirks or whatever.
Yeah. And they have no idea how weird I'm about to get. Like I kept it kind of pretty all right, but I would Kramer out a little bit on them. But that kept everything kind of lighthearted too.
Yeah.
So improv class was a success, and it's going to be more success. So more of that to come.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting to me. And so, what does that cost to do?
Nothing this round.
What?
Yeah, they would take donations for the Playhouse if somebody was generous, but I'm pretty sure this is off the record. This is kind of like one of those, hey, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
So who knows? Who knows? All right, before we go, we're long in the tooth today.
Really.
But which one do you want? Do you want the Walk of Fame game, or do you want? Well, I wore the shirt, so we'll do this one. We'll save Walk of Fame game for next week.
Oh, okay.
Here's one. Okay, this is a quick one. Oh.
Wow.
Production level off the charts. All right, the Three Georges game. Was this quote George Washington, George Orwell, or George Jefferson? Sherman Hemsley.
So, Washington, Jefferson,
No, yep.
or Orwell.
Right. Simple game, right? You think it's
Okay.
going to be simple.
All right.
All right, well, let's see.
I mean, God, this should be really easy.
You never know. All right, how about this one? War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength.
Say it one more time.
War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength.
Sounds like George Orwell.
You're right. You got that one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How about this one? It was a cold day in April when the clocks were striking 13.
It's sort of like, depending on the situation, I mean, I want to say it's George Orwell again,
But
but you just did an Orwell one, so it wouldn't make sense that the next one would also be Orwell.
you would think.
Yeah.
But it's Orwell.
Yeah.
I was trying to throw you off the scent.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds like a George Orwell type thing.
All right. Well, how about if freedom of speech is taken away, then dumb and silent we may be led.
George Washington.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Don't make me say George Jefferson. No, it's not. That's George Washington.
I know. So read it one more time.
If freedom of speech is taken away, then dumb and silent we may be led.
Yeah. Dumb and silent. We may be led. Finishing a sentence that way is very 1700s.
Yeah. I know.
Very-
I wish I should have maybe. Yeah, I should have.
Very 1700s.
Yeah.
Because if you're familiar with Adams and Jefferson and the way that they wrote and all that sort of stuff.
Right,
it's
I know.
very easy
Because
to
you're
spot that.
talking different. Yeah. George Washington's. Well. How about this one?
And he wasn't a great writer.
No.
But that's the way they all wrote back then.
Yeah, true.
You had Ben
True.
Franklin and all that sort of stuff.
True, yeah. Worry is the interest paid by those who borrow trouble.
That sounds like a Washington one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Washington. Yeah.
It's the way that they construct their sentences.
Yeah, maybe I should have constructed this game a little better. All right. Well, how about this one? Does the zebra want chocolate or vanilla?
That's George Jefferson.
All right, okay. All right, the zebra. All right. He's talking to the Willises, you know.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
All right. We only let you keep the job because you are loved.
Washington.
Huh. No. We only let you keep the job because you are loved. Well, because that's not Washington speak.
No, but I Orwell doesn't usually talk about, people being loved too much.
Oh, so that leaves
You think it's Jefferson?
George Jefferson.
Oh, I get it. If he were saying it to the maid.
Yeah. He said it to the maid.
What was her name?
Uh,
I know it's Marla Gibbs, but
yeah,
it's not Wheezy.
it's,
Is it Miss Sanford?
I can't think.
Yeah. Boy, I haven't seen that in so long.
I know.
Florence?
Florence, that's it.
Was
You're
it?
right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Florence, yep.
Yeah, from the back of my brain. Florence! Is it?
All animals are created equal, but some are more equal than others.
Yeah, it's George Orwell. from
Yeah,
Animal
we
Farm.
know that
That's
one.
Animal Farm, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, maybe this game wasn't so great after all.
I mean, linguistically, all three are so different.
I know.
That's why I'm like, this is gonna be.
All
fairly
right. Well, maybe I gotta reword George Jefferson, George Washington, or George Orwell.
Like if you did George Jefferson, George.
I tried George Costanza, but everything sounded like George Costanza.
Well, yeah. If you did like George Jefferson, George Harrison, and
George Harrison quotes.
George Jetson.
I googled some Jetson quotes. He didn't have too many.
Yeah.
His were just like there wasn't too many for George Jetson.
Jane, get me off this crazy thing.
Right. Yeah. Wasn't that good? All right. Well, we got time then, since that stunk. Well, I was thinking about this. So the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I was gonna talk about this if we needed a subject. The Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Okay.
All right. The stars.
Which is run by a private corporation.
Yeah.
That is paid for by either the person themselves or by fans and friends of them.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was going to ask you, do you know what the eligibility is of it? Is nominees must have a significant acclaimed body of work, we know that,
Yep.
in one of the 5 categories.
Right.
They must have longevity in the business, a minimum of 5 years of continuous work. 5 years of continuous work, that's
Right.
key. Nominees should demonstrate philanthropic work or advocacy within the community as well. Okay. And they got to attend their ceremony, unless it was unless they're
Posthumous.
dead. Yeah. And then they go to the selection committee, and the selection committee, the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce selects 20 to 30 honorees from hundreds of nominations each year. But the a formal application is submitted for $275.
Well, that's not much.
Well, that's just for the application. The nominee must be given approval and granted nomination. Then the sponsorship fee. Typically, the nominator must pay a $75,000 fee for the star's installation,
Wow.
maintenance, and ceremony, up to the fact.
Now, Ralph Garman from the Hollywood Babylon podcast with Kevin Smith
Yeah.
talked about this because he
Yeah?
was working for years
Oh, interesting.
to get Adam West a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Ah.
Because Ralph Garman loves the old 66 Batman.
Yeah, and he's totally worthy. Yeah. Adam West, yeah, you'd think so. But
That's why Ralph Garman was like, I can't believe he doesn't have a thing.
But he fits all the criteria except for the $75,000 has to be sponsored by somebody or themselves.
So Ralph Garman would, because he was from the radio and stuff like that, and people knew him.
Yeah.
So he would do these drives. It took a couple of years to
Right.
raise the money.
Yeah. Yeah, if chosen, the ceremony has to be within 2 years of being chosen. And the fee collection, okay, who pays the fee is selection nominated by a sponsor, blah, blah, blah. Well, here was my game. All right.
Okay, so what's the game?
Well, the game was,
Because I'm fairly familiar with all this.
are they in them?
Okay.
Do they have a Hollywood Walk of, do they have a star?
On the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Well, we could start easy. Let's see. Do you think Randy Newman has one?
Yes.
Randy Newman has one. He does have one, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. How about, is there one for Roger Rabbit?
No.
Roger Rabbit has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Really?
Yes.
What philanthropic work is he doing?
I don't even know. Somebody must have donated it. Probably the movie studio. Probably around the time of the movie. There has been some fictional characters on the Walk of Fame. I have a list of a few.
Well, I know Mickey Mouse and...
Well, no, they didn't mention Mickey Mouse, but they did mention Felix the Cat,
Whoa. Well, that's so old.
Yeah, Tom and Jerry.
I mean, they won an Oscar.
Okay, Betty Boop.
I knew Betty Boop, yeah.
Yeah, Wallace and Gromit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Pink Panther.
Okay.
Roger Rabbit, of course. Garfield.
I hate Mondays.
Oh, yeah. Lasagna. Shrek. Yeah, that's
Really?
Yeah, Shrek.
Wow.
These seem like movie studio
That
promotion
seems like,
trips.
Yeah, that seems like DreamWorks Animation to celebrate the release of Shrek 3.
Yeah, or they're like, oh, we sold a zillion copies on DVD. Here we go. With some of the profits, we're going to do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. How about,
But they'll use it to prop up a weak sequel.
Yeah.
Because it's free publicity.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's true.
Thousands of stars turned out to welcome Shrek to the Hollywood Walk of Fame. They got somebody there on the costume.
Right, Entertainment Tonight sitting there. And, okay, here goes. And there's Mario. Yeah, Mario from Saved by the Bell. Okay.
Mario Lopez, yeah.
Yeah, all right. How about, do you think Clint Eastwood has a star?
Yes.
Clint Eastwood does not.
Okay. Because Clint Eastwood would not be into that. Like, he wouldn't care.
Right.
Yeah, he's not going to be chasing that.
You'd think, though, all the studios he's worked for and all those movies he's did, somebody would have ponied that. And he's a gazillionaire.
Yeah, but he's the mayor of Carmel, California, so, I mean, he doesn't really...
Yeah, he doesn't like that pageantry.
No.
All right. What do you think? The band Rush, do they have one?
I would suspect no, but they've been around so long and people love them so much that
Canadian.
if there was some sort of fan club, they could easily get it happening.
Yeah.
But I would lean towards no.
Rush has one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Surprised.
When they actually paid for it when they were inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, so just a few years ago?
Yeah.
Didn't last 10 years?
Yeah. How about that? Madonna.
I would say she probably does.
You'd think. But the Queen of Pop declined the offer.
Right.
Because she didn't want to pay, at the time, it was $50,000 for an installation. She refused.
Yeah.
Yes.
I could see that.
Yeah. Judi Dench.
Dame Judi Dench?
Right. Huh.
I mean, she could, but she's a dame, so...
Yeah, she's an old British lady,
Why would she?
No. I'm going to say no. All right. Shaquille O'Neal. Does he have one? Come on.
I mean, he easily could. I would say yes.
Yeah, Shaq has one. Here's a couple that don't. We'll just go to a couple that don't, and I couldn't believe it. Did you know James Earl Jones does not have one?
No, that makes sense.
Yeah?
Because he doesn't run around seeking the limelight.
Yeah. But here's the limelight seeker doesn't have one. Leonardo DiCaprio does not have one.
No, of course not. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he's just banging chicks.
Yeah, he's just banging chicks on his yacht.
Yeah. George Clooney.
No, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about it.
Julia Roberts does not have one.
Yep, she doesn't care about it either.
Yeah. De Niro.
He doesn't care about it.
But you would have thought somebody would have ponied De Niro in.
No. No, he doesn't care.
And Clint Eastwood. And guess what? The biggest nope of them all is the highly respected actor with a long career, Denzel Washington.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
Doesn't care.
Yeah. But know who else has one? The rodeo champion, Hoot Gibson.
See,
Hoot Gibson paid his own way.
Now, when's he from?
I don't know. He's from Rodeo Land.
But from when? The 40s?
I don't know. Yeah, is he the guy from Howdy Doody?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Is he the Howdy Doody rodeo guy?
I mean, does Audie Murphy have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? I don't know.
Yeah, those old spaghetti western people, you know.
No, Audie Murphy was a World War I or II veteran who got the Purple Heart for, saving his whole company or whatever. And then he went and started a movie about what he did in the war and became a movie star.
Yeah.
And then he started a bunch of westerns in the 50s and stuff like that.
Like
I could see him
Yeah.
having one. not that, because when I think about those sort of things, I always think about people who are trying to shore up their legacy or justify themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sort of.
Or might have
their
an
ego.
agent to talk him into it.
Or like, you know, you could see Chevy Chase wanting one. You know what I mean? Like he would be into it.
But I feel like
He would stroke his ego.
Yeah, I almost could see him not getting one because he believes they should pay for it.
Right.
But and everyone's like, no, you got to pay for it.
believe
Why
he-
would I pay for it? I'm
Yeah.
Chevy Chase.
Yeah, exactly. I believe he desperately would want it,
Yes.
but he's not going to pay for it himself.
All right. Yeah, I wonder if Chevy Chase is on there too. Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. I didn't look for Chevy Chase.
Yeah. The Walk of Fame is an interesting thing. Yeah, Ralph Garman talking about it. He kind of
It
goes
is.
through the whole process.
I've always been fascinated with it. Like, is that a thing? I mean, like we all would daydream about it, but then when you go, wait a minute, I got to pay the fit. If I had $75,000, I don't know if I would pay for that.
No, and that's the thing. Oftentimes, like, you know, the person doesn't, but it's the fans that'll do it. Like the fan club, you know,
Right.
like Shelley Winters, you know,
Right. Or if so and so's about to die of cancer, let's get him on the
or like
holiday.
George Burns. George Burns wouldn't care about that. But if the George Burns fan club put the money together,
Yeah.
and they say, all you got to do is show up to the ceremony or whatever, he'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
If the fans want it, you know, I'll show up, I'll do it. But
Yeah.
he doesn't care. He's not chasing the limelight.
No.
You know,
No.
he's been famous for so long, he doesn't care.
No.
I like Bob Hope. Bob Hope wouldn't care. But if they were, you know, but if the fans of Bob Hope, you know, got it together and gave it to him, he'd show up to the ceremony or whatever. He did a lot of
Yeah.
philanthropic stuff with the USO and all that sort of stuff. But he's not going to chase it himself.
Nah.
No.
No.
Because it is different than the Grauman's Chinese theater where they put their hands in the concrete.
Oh yeah.
That's a different thing.
That'd be kind of cool.
That's the one where if they were like, you know, because they did Bob Hope and they did Clark Gable and Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
And all that. That's the one where it's like, I don't think that's like this where like you got to pay for it. That's like if they ask you, you're like, oh shit, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because they're doing a block of cement for you.
Yeah, and there's only so many.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. There's so many stars in Hollywood over the years. How do they know? You know.
I think they rotate them out.
Really?
I think so.
What, did they move the square, put
Yeah.
a new square there?
Yeah.
Really?
I think I heard that they have some sort of museum where you can see like the old ones. You know what I mean?
Oh, the ones that aren't relevant anymore, like Hoot Gibson.
Exactly.
Hoot Gibson's star is in the back of the over by the drinking fountain.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right.
But
okay.
they'll keep the Buster Keaton and the Charlie Chaplin. You know.
Right. Yeah, the touristy ones that
They'll
people
take
go.
out
Ooh.
the Fatty Arbuckle. You know.
Yeah.
Because he ran into trouble later or whatever.
Fatty Arbuckle.
You know, and all that sort of stuff. It was a fascinating story.
We gotta go.
All right, we're gonna wrap it.
Yeah, we're wrapping. We're out. We gotta do a Flicketty review. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, follow this link. Check out the merchandise. Get yourself some merchandise. Look at that. Look at that loveliness.
And do the Flicketty Review Cast, our sister show.
Yeah. So like this episode, subscribe, follow us, hit us up, shoot us an email, and tell your friends. Spread the word.
Bye.